We got the all-time LeBron James death stare clip of him looking at Darvin Ham. It looked like he was questioning the process of evolution that led to the creation of society. You know, like he was like Bron was looking at that man really like, were cities a mistake? You like should I mean like he like it looked like he was going through full existential
the God view, you know what I mean? The beginning and the end, everything in between. Yeah, that was crazy.
It feels like you would feel that. It feels like he was staring at him so hard you would feel someone pushing two fingers on the back of your head. You know what I mean?
The glare was crazy, but like when the video of him like going through the process, you know what I'm saying? Of like, how the fuck did I get here? Like that was almost like that was the most human I've ever seen, Brian. You feel me? Like that was like, damn, like you could see the fuck and then the but, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I mean, it was a back and forth that was crazy in his head.
Yeah, it's looking like Ham might be cooked here. You know, we saw the Christian Wood LOL tweet that Christian Wood got off a few minutes after the Lakers tweeted their starting lineup for the night. We saw the death glare that Bron gave him, and then we saw him, you know, tweet out the hourglass, the tick-tock time is ticking.
Time is ticking.
Yeah, so Ham might be done, and it's got to be so frustrating for a guy like Bron. Like, you know basketball better than that dude coaching you, right? Like, you know the coaches that he's won rings with, Spo, Lou. I think they are equal basketball minds on the same level with him. I think Spo knows basketball better than Bron, right? I think he's probably the best mind in the fucking game right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just got to be so frustrating to know that you are smarter than your boss. And I think a lot of us have probably felt that emotion before, dog. Very relatable content right there from Bron.
What was your favorite move? What was your favorite move to call attention to that? You think Bron is like, after the game, like, you know, Darvin gives his speech and it's like, oh, we were getting beat on this. And Bron's like, well, like I mentioned before the game.
Dog, did you see when that reporter cut him off? When a reporter asked me, you know, what are you going to say to your teammates? He's like, bro, our teammates know what we need to do. And then they just like cut him off. He's like, woo, y'all almost got one out of me on that one, bro. That dude is done.
He said the teammates need to just be themselves. Like the teammates are fine. That's not the issue, is basically what he said. And I mean, bro, this team is not a championship winning team, but this team is much better than they're playing. You know, and who does that fall on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure. Ham got to get out of there. It's over with, my boy.
So we're going to do the Islamic Brotherhood, no pork on my plate.
No swine.
No pork on my fork, right?
No pork on my fork. Yeah, excuse me. No swine on my line. Yep.
Another interesting Ham Virginia connection is, y'all know when Darvin Ham broke that backboard in Texas Tech right there in the tournament.
Yeah.
That happened here in Richmond. That happened at the Richmond Coliseum. Richmond Coliseum has been abandoned for like 10 years now. They haven't held anything there, and like homeless people occupy that now, and the city's trying to crack down on that. So I don't know. There's some symbolism there, I guess. But yeah, man, just
damn.
You know, yeah.
Bron really was looking at him like, you are a symbol of urban blight, Darvin.
Right, you are a symbol of urban decay.
So okay, they want to crack down on what?
On
like
homeless people occupying
there?
it, right? Like it's dickhead.
What else you gonna?
City.
Yeah,
exactly.
What else you gonna do with it? Yeah, well, they
right,
plan on.
You're not gonna level this motherfucker. Why can't they fucking live there? Since you know, I view homelessness way more as a societal failure than like an individual failure. So I'm on the side of the squatters here, of course. So yeah, man, it's just dickhead shit from the city.
I mean, bro, turn that shit into apartments and give it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, we're not gonna do that in this country, but that would be the right thing to do, probably.
There was a moment, I never like to hold a coach's coaching style against them, but there was just a really horrible visual of a clip during the Rockets game when Ime is talking to three dudes and they're all looking at him like, he's trying to get me better. Like he's trying to get me another contract. And he's just like, you know, he's breaking stuff down. He's using his hands, and the camera pans to Darvin Ham just doing his like standing there vacant stare with his hands in his pocket shit, and you're just like, get this motherfucker out of here, bro.
Just the human embodiment of shit. I don't know what to tell you. Like, bro, he's just not the guy for the job, man.
What was the logic that got him the position? Like, what was the reasoning behind him getting the position in the first place?
I have no idea.
Defensive coach.
Okay.
Worked successfully with Giannis, so knew how to handle a superstar. Allegedly had a good relationship with Giannis, which I think was regarded in NBA circles. I think people are a little less surprised to see some of the maneuvering from Giannis that we've seen than general fans might be. So I think it was regarded as a real success of his that he was one of the guys that had Giannis locked in. And, you know, he has a great, like we know Bron will connect with a guy's story. He's got a great story. I still a huge fan of Darvin Ham as a human being, right?
Yeah, we never talking about people as humans.
100, right. This is a sports podcast. Yeah, pardon me.
Right.
Pardon me for even suggesting it. But you know, I think that was the, you know, and then you're hoping to get a guy on the way up. Like you're either hiring Doc Rivers, right, like the Bucks just did, or you're trying to get a guy who it's his first job. He's on the way up. And he's going to be the dude. And some of that
Bron has received that too many times, bro.
Well, but that is the flip. But that's the flip side of famously having a look that you give to the coach you're about to get fired.
The stare death.
It's going to limit the number of people who want to take that job, right?
So people don't want to coach Bron? You're telling me that? Like, people didn't want to coach the Bron that was in the finals 8 years in a row or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, there's coaches that are scared of that.
This Bron is probably a hard sell, you know.
This one, yeah, but I'm saying prior, because I mean, with the Heat, he got Spo. Spo's great, but I mean, that was a risk.
But how many coaches has he had since Spo?
I mean, he had Spo.
He had Spo,
Blatt, who was first time NBA coach.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Ty Lue, first time NBA coach. You know what I mean. Vogel, who was solid.
Yeah.
And Ham.
Yeah,
so
Vogel
most
caught a
time
raw deal. Vogel was a victim of bad
that.
roster construction.
Bro,
I feel like he got a real bad deal.
The GM fucked up Vogel. You know what I'm saying? Setting him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but then the other question is, how many of those coaches were the first choice when they were hired? I mean, people have absolutely said no to coaching Bron in this stage of his career, and I think the graph is fucked up if you're an established name who's already rich on what are my chances of winning versus what are the expectations of winning, right? Like that's always where do those lines hit for a coach along with the pay? And it's fucked up in LA right now. And I think after what happened to Frank Vogel, where every coach, he was a very well-respected coach in the league. And I think I know coaches felt that he was a big part of that bubble run. And he got tossed out. So you're looking at that like, my best case scenario is I win a championship. They get rid of all the role players who helped me win the championship and then fire me the next year.
That's not, I mean, that was even in the moment. I was like, why is everybody blaming Vogel? Why is Vogel the issue when obviously it's just not a good fit? We spent a lot of money on somebody who didn't make sense. You know what I mean? And we love Westbrook, but it just didn't make sense. But we just decide that Vogel's the fall guy? For what reason? You know what I mean? Like, I never understood that. Still don't.
I'm a Bron fan.
He should be coaching them now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I'm a Bron fan, but the haters' answer to the question that you're asking is Bron, right? Like that. I mean, that's I see that in some of the Kobe side of the Laker Twitter world of like, yet again, we're going to pretend this is a coach's fault when it's the same, you know, and it's been the same cycle. Now, I felt like they should have kept Vogel, and I feel like they should get rid of Ham. So I don't think it's just a reactionary cycle of throw the coach out, bring a new coach in, blame the coach, throw the coach out. But but there is that narrative for sure of people who feel that that's like part of what they don't like about Bron.
That makes a lot of sense, being this was a Bron move to get Westbrook. You know what I mean? And instead of Bron saying, you know, hey, I pushed for the wrong thing, blaming somebody else, saying they became, you know what I mean? And then finally, I guess, after the coach was gone and you couldn't blame anybody else, Westbrook had to go. You know what I mean? But
I mean, I think it all comes down to that front office whiffing on Ty Lue, you know, even before they picked Vogel during that coaching search. Ty Lue wanted to coach the Lakers. He wanted to coach LeBron. But they lowballed him. They said they were going to give him 3 years, $18 million.
3 years instead of 5, yeah.
Yeah, instead of 5. He was about 5 years, like $38 million or something like that. So yeah, that's where this all comes down to. It comes down to poor ownership. Again, I think that's where you can, take this to the ground zero at. Because, Ty Lue would have for sure been the man of the job. He's doing the impossible and making me think that the Clippers have an actual shot of winning the championship. They are playing incredible basketball right now.
Yeah.
But let's be honest about it. And I again say this as someone who agrees with y'all. Ty Lue's there. Bron successfully bullies the front office into getting Russ. Does that go that much differently with Ty Lue? And if it fails,
Russ, Ty Lue looks like he knows what he's doing with Russ with the Clips. I mean,
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a better roster construction, I think, for Russ with the Clips.
For sure.
And we talked about it before. I think a lot of Russ not wanting to fall in line was him not respecting Vogel on a personal level, right? Like there is the respect there between Ty Lue and Russ, where Russ is like, okay, I'm going to hear him out and take the back seat.
That's very fair. But
also the expectations of him with the Clippers are much different from the expectations of him with the Lakers. So
if you look at,
you know what I mean?
I obviously agree with you. Ty Lue, I would take over Vogel plus Ham, plus like obviously 100%. But if it does not go well with Russ, what do we think happens with Ty Lue? They're not going to get rid of Bron, and they're not going to sell the team. So you know what I mean? Like at some point, I think because of Bron's relationship with Ty Lue, I don't think he's as quick to get rid of Ty Lue. You know what I mean? I think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's as quick. I think it maybe gets another year after that to see. We don't know. But I think there's a chance it could have happened. It could have turned out differently. Regardless, Vogel didn't deserve to go. The coaching was an issue in that situation.
One thing about Ty Lue is he was never afraid to hold Bron responsible. Like they said, that's when they knew he was the guy for the job. When during film sessions with Blatt, when Blatt would try to like gloss over, when Bron fucked up, and Ty was like, no, rewind that, and he would get on Bron's ass. They were like, okay, this is probably the guy for the job after they got Blatt out of there. So yeah, I think there's a certain level of respect that Bron has for Ty Lue, where I think he's probably willing to work through the storms way more with him than these other guys.
Looking for a super offer for Super Bowl 58? DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets.
I know the line has been moving around a little bit, but as of right now, the 49ers are a couple-point favorites. I know even if the 49ers were 20-point favorites, Mike would still be nervous watching that game.
Fact. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58, with code Jenkins. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.